Hare and K, alternate day fasting. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai diet and the founder of this diet. So in the last video, I shared with you Hare and K gut cleansing autophagy fasting. Now, that is you fast 17 hours every day on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then on Wednesday, you fast 24 hours. Yes. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you are on a plant-based diet, but on Tuesday and Thursday, you can include fish with your plant-based diet. But on the weekend, you rest. So you can have 3 meals and you can include animal product. Now, the reason why you have the weekend off is because this is Hare and K, intermittent fasting. And what is Hare and K? Hare and K is a Japanese concept. Hare means festivals, celebrations, or ceremonies, and K means usual and everyday life. So in Japan, especially in the past, we made a distinction between the two. So usually it is K, so it's like everyday life. But when we have certain festivals, like shrines festivals, or just celebration, like people are graduating from schools or entering schools, or getting a new job, or someone getting married, and so on. We call those occasions Hare. Yeah. And then in the K period, we usually have simple and frugal meals, and Hare period, we have feast like that. Okay, so in the Ikigai diet, I incorporated this concept and made the weekdays to be K period, and then weekend to be Hare period. Yeah. So for example, during the week, you can have a plant-based diet, and then on the weekend, you can include animal products. Yeah. Or when you practice intermittent fasting, you can practice intermittent fasting only during the week, and you can have a rest on the weekend. Yeah. And then in the last video, I talked about having Wednesday to be the 24 hours fasting day. Now, why do you want to practice 24 hours fasting instead of 17 hours fasting? Because there are some benefits, yeah, of 24 hours fasting. One, it kills some harmful bacteria in the gut. There are some good bacteria and bad bacteria in the gut. And what you want is you want to have more good bacteria and less bad bacteria in your composition of the gut. And depending on bacteria, some bacteria need to be fed more often than others. And often, the bad bacteria need to be fed more often than others. So if you don't eat anything for 24 hours, it's a long period, it's long enough for some of those bad bacteria to go so hungry that they are almost starved to death. Yeah, and it kind of changes the composition of your gut microbiota. Yeah. Also, fasting can trigger autophagy. And by doing 17 hours fasting, you can activate autophagy too. But the longer you fast, the farther the function of autophagy works. So it kind of recycle more cells the longer you fast. If you fast for 24 hours or 36 hours or 48 hours and so on. And then when you fast for 24 hours, you can boost your intestinal stem cells. Therefore, it can work really well on your gut. It kind of heals your gut. So the 24 hours fasting is a gut-friendly fasting. And that is why it is good to do it once a week. But, okay, if the 24 hours fasting is so good, maybe you can do it more often, right? Yeah, so there are methods to do 24 hours fasting more often. Well, I mean, by the way, some people do it every day. Well, a lot of people just have one meal a day. So they may not do exactly 24 hours fasting, maybe 22 hours or 23 hours, depending on what time they have dinner. But some people practice 24 hours fast every day too. However, I find this a little too hard. I mean, 17 hours fast itself is hard enough. So, I mean, 24 hours fast is too hard for most people. But this one could be good. Alternate day fasting. And so you basically alternate 24 hours fast and eating normally, like 3 meals a day. Yeah. For example, on Monday, 24 hours fast, Tuesday, 3 meals, Wednesday, 24 hours fast, Thursday, 3 meals, Friday, 24 hours fast, Saturday, 3 meals, Sunday, 24 hours fast, and then Monday, 3 meals. So it kind of changes every week. Yeah. By the way, some people do 36 hours fast with this system, meaning you don't eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yeah, but with a 24 hours method, you skip breakfast and lunch, but you have dinner. So just one meal a day, but you leave 24 hours between the dinner the night before to the day's dinner. Yeah. Now, you might wonder, well, it's still hard. I mean, like doing 24 hours fast, like, every other day, it's still hard. That's where my Hare and K alternate day fasting come in. Yeah. So Hare and K alternate day fasting is incorporating the concept of Hare and K. So you practice the 24 hours fasting only 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then so Tuesday and Thursday, you can have 3 meals. And on the weekend, yeah, you just have a rest. So you have 3 meals, and you can also have animal products. Yeah, it's the same as a regular Hare and K intermittent fasting. So during the week, you stay on a plant-based diet. But Tuesday and Thursday, you can include fish. And on the weekend, you can include meat, eggs, cheese, and so on. For meat, choose non-factory farmed meat, such as grass-fed beef or free-range chicken, and for eggs too. Yeah, choose free-range. And for dairy product, better to choose natural cheese and not like milk and so on, because cheese is slightly better since it is fermented. Right, but that's only on the weekend. Usually during the week, you stay on a plant-based diet as much as possible. All right, so maybe this is easier than regular alternate day fasting and still have a plenty of effect because you practice 24 hours fasting 3 times a week. That is very powerful. You do the gut cleansing 3 times a week. You boost your intestinal stem cells 3 times a week. It is very powerful. And in some ways, it may be easier than regular 17 hours intermittent fasting because you only need to do fasting 3 days a week, not 5 days a week. Remember, the regular intermittent fasting, you need to do it 5 days a week. So it's like basically almost every day. Yeah, the weekend is the only time you can rest from your fasting. But with this system, yeah, You have the weekend, and then Thursday, Tuesday to rest. So you have four days of a resting period. All you need to do, all you need to think about is just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those 3 days you just practice fasting. The rest of the time you can relax. So in some ways it's easy, yeah, and yet has a strong effect, right? Well, I mean, whether to choose the regular 70 hours fasting or 24-hour fasting is really up to you, because for some, it is easier to do the 17 hours fasting 5 days a week, yeah, because it's a less harder, yeah. 24 hours fasting is much harder than 17 hours fasting. So it's depending on whether you want to do hard fasting 3 times a week or easier fasting 5 times a week, right? And then again, what you eat is crucial, especially when you do your gut cleansing fasting. You want to feed, yeah, your gut with a great food, yeah. So some people, I mean, usually for regular alternate day fasting, they say you can eat anything you want on your eating days, yeah. The key is to give some time to fast. But in my opinion, what you eat in your eating days is very important. So again, I recommend mago wa yasashi, which are so mame, beans, and go nuts and seed, and wa seaweed, yeah, vegetables, fish, small fish, and wild caught fish, and shi, mushrooms, and potato groups such as sweet potatoes and taros, yeah. And you can also include whole grain, yeah. In my case, I eat fermented brown rice because it is a whole grain plus fermented. Sometimes I mix this with barley, so fermented brown rice with fermented barley, yeah. It's very powerful. And by having mago yasashi plus whole grains, you can have a good nutritional balance, and you can have diverse fiber to feed diverse gut microbiomes. You know, diversity is crucial for your gut, because there are so many different kinds of microbiomes in the gut. You want to feed them with different kinds of fiber, yeah. So choose as many different kinds of beans, vegetables, seaweeds, grains, and so on, because they contain diverse fiber, yeah. You need all kinds of food, yeah. Some people say, you know, eat this superfood, you know, eat a lot of broccoli and so on, but only one kind can provide one type of fiber. So I believe in diversity, yeah. Broccolis are great, but also, you know, beans, you know, eat natto, or, you know, cabbage, and, you know, carrots and squashes, and seaweeds, wakame, you know, nori, and all kinds, yeah. Choose as many different kinds of fiber as possible, yeah. That is the key for your gut health. And the order of eating is very important too, because especially when you do 24 hours fasting, your blood sugar level becomes very low. So you do not want to eat carb fast, because that brings a blood sugar spike, yeah. So first you eat vegetables, then protein, and finally carbs. This way you can slow down the elevation of blood sugar level. All right. Thank you for watching today. Again, my name is Sachiaki Takamiya, the author of the Ikigai Diet. If you want to know the optimal way of activating autophagy and the optimal way of feeding your diverse gut microbiomes, yeah. So if you want to know more detail about what food you can eat to support your gut, please read the book. And if you like this video, please give me your thumb up, and I'll see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai.